All right. Husky huddle. Finally, the link is working. Joe D, the icon, the voice of the Huskies, the best of the best, the legend himself, here to talk some UConn football. And it was a day to remember, so to speak.
Not in a good
I was
way.
there in overtime, but I have to ask one thing because I've waited 1 week to ask this. I just because you have experience in the NFL, and I just wanted a quick take on Mr. Bill Belichick.
Well, I think he found out it's not going to be so easy at the college level as I think he thought, and a lot of his a lot of his fans thought. I mean, it's a whole different animal. Now, look, they'll be fine, but they're not winning the ACC. I think that's pretty. I think there's a lot better teams in the ACC, though the ACC, Steve, isn't great, and we saw that Saturday. Um,
Yeah,
I thought Syracuse wasn't a very good team,
I thought
and
so. This was awful.
and for them to come out with a victory, um, that's a very disheartening loss for UConn. There's no way anybody who paints it otherwise isn't looking at the facts. Um, that's a game that you had in your fingertips, and we look how often Stevie had me talk. There's 3 games this year that people really give a rat's ass about. Those are the 3 ACC games. You had one 5 minutes to go in your back pocket and you couldn't finish it off. That's terrible.
Joe, I almost hit the field when they got the ball back. They scored the first time, and then the punter kicked it into the end zone. It should have been on the 1. They just missed from downing it on the 1, and they got it on the 20. And I just I love Coach Brock. I love him. I think he's a good coordinator. He just started blitzing. He started sends the house, and I didn't get that. You do that when you're overmatched and you're trying to make something happen. They had to score a touchdown. They had to go 80 yards and score a touchdown. I was mentored by a coach whose philosophy was not to blitz because you want to make a team drive 10 to 12 plays, because executing 10 to 12 plays on a drive isn't easy. And he used to tell me, teams can't even do it on air, let alone against the defense. And my high school coach was with me, and he was like saying the same thing. He's like, "What are they doing? Why are they blitzing him? I'm pretty sure they picked them off 3 times. They had 3 or 4 turnovers." And I was so frustrated by the fourth quarter decisions and Mel Brown only getting 5 touches.
Yeah, I was surprised by that, Steve.
I
That
thought
took me
was
by surprise.
criminal. And one of them was the 45-yard carry. So you minus that, he had 4 carries. And I do love Cam Edwards. I think he's a tough physical runner. But you got to give Mel his touches. If it's not going to be in the backfield, I mean, you gotta throw to him. You gotta give him some screens. You got to
Well,
get
give
him
us
the
the
ball.
swing pass. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I totally agree, Steve. Totally agree.
Wow, must must be off day. But yeah, no, he is. Mel and Skyler are your playmakers. Cam is a tough runner. He's just not a breakaway big play guy. So whenever we game planned, you specifically put in, okay, how many touches do we want to get so-and-so per game? You try to divvy it up. Mel, I'm thinking 15, 20, maybe 10 if you're limiting him. But, I mean, they ran the ball, I thought it was 34 times for 142. But, again, if you remove the 45-yard run, that changes things. And Joe Figiano, God bless him, he played well. I mean, he was pressured. He was efficient. Now, he's not the most accurate person, and he throws fastballs. He only has one speed. But he played well. And I think the receiving core.
Hey, Steve, let me interrupt you. Check your microphone. You're a little, the voice sounds like it's distorted.
Oh, it does? Okay. Sorry about that. Does it sound better now?
No, it's like something in the system. I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
I got you. Okay. All right. Is that
It's
any better?
livable. It's livable, but it's not your dulcet tones.
Sorry. But yeah, I mean, my issue with him was basically you have Skylar Bell. He needs carries. He needs to get touches. He needs to get the ball in space.
Well, they targeted him 16 times, though. That's a pretty high number.
No, they did. I'm just saying when you're.
Oh, I get it. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
You're putting together how many touches everyone's going to get, and for Mel to get 5, it just didn't make sense. I like Porter, the receiver, and Murphy. I think they definitely upgraded the receiving core. Victor Rosa was the only one. I don't know if they don't like MJ Flowers or just Victor Rosa. When he came in, he seemed like a liability. He just wasn't good at stepping up to pick up pressure. He seemed kind of dancing when he ran the ball. Cam hits it downhill. Mel tries to get the edge and then stick a foot and go north. Victor looked uncomfortable. The line, I thought, played well for the most part, but my issue is the play calling. Honestly, I don't believe the players lost that game. I didn't like the run game because you can tell where they're going to run the ball because they run to the boundary, to the tight end, and it's outside. They major in outside zone. And the problem with that is when you don't have a running quarterback, the backside pursuit, Joe, he was clapping for the snap. They were halfway down the line.
Yeah.
The linebackers just turn and run. So you have to, if you don't have a runner, you have to build in the RPO game, the run pass option.
See, that's why I was surprised, and I was at stores doing volleyball, so I watched bits and pieces of it. We had talked last time we had talked. I said I would be surprised if they didn't try to put a package in for Evers, and
exactly.
And
I said the same thing.
That is where you need him to be. You need him to run option. You need him to run sweeps. And they didn't use him at all, which I was kind of surprised at. And I too was surprised Brown only got 5 touches. I mean, that was kind of surprising. And I thought, to be honest with you, I thought 43 passes is too much.
Way too
Okay.
much. Way too much. Yes.
And I much prefer I'm a passing game guy as opposed to the running game, but I thought 43 passes was way too much. And actually 44 when you count the the
The
trickeration
cross pass. Yeah.
that scored the first the option,
The
the
reverse
double
pass.
pass that scored the touchdown,
Yeah.
which I thought was a great call.
It was. No, it was. It was. He was 20 of 30, I believe, before the drive to kick the field goal to tie the game. So I know he threw he threw there, and then Joe, the second time it almost hit the field, overtime. It's 3rd and 2. They need a touchdown. They threw the ball twice. You have Cam and Mel. You need 2 yards, hand it off, or like you said, which I did say to someone, I said, Joe had mentioned about putting Nick in for a little package for some short yardage, red zone.
But if you hadn't played him to that point, Steve,
no, right.
that puts the kid in a tough spot, and
Yes.
it telegraphs to Syracuse what you're going to do. So
100%.
that, to me, since he hadn't played until that point,
Not in overtime.
I agree with not going. But if he had played before that, then you could get it. Then you could get away with that. Then you could stick him in.
Yeah, they're going to have to, because if he wants to major in the outside run game and you can't hold the backside, it's not going to work. It's not going to be successful. And if they're not going to RPO it, then they had nothing that really came back to the field. And I mean, it was just very predictable.
It's pretty vanilla, wouldn't you say?
It was vanilla with no sugar. And listen, I've been very hard on Gordo, and I've never particularly liked his play calling. I did like he did try to do a little bit more out of the pistol, but it seems when the situation, there's pressure, he goes back to what he's comfortable with, and it's offset out of the shotgun, and he likes to run the outside zone, and it's very, very challenging to do. That's why not a lot of teams run it, because the aiming point is so wide, and the person I was sitting with was comparing it. Oh, they're running like Mike Shanahan's offense. Mike Shanahan was under center, and they ran stretch, which is, as you know, the quarterback has to sprint to barely make the handoff. And
right.
This is a cross. The back comes directly across, and it's a design cut to where he has to stick his foot and get north. And when you block it that way, and there's backside pursuit, there's no cut. So that's what was frustrating.
Right.
And they're good up front. The Chan kid played well. The center played well. The only kid who had a couple issues was the left tackle I saw. And the only reason I saw that was because I thought he was timing the snap, because they were clapping, and I thought I saw him. He was getting a beat on the clap, so he had a couple good get offs, and he got to the quarterback.
Yeah. Right.
But otherwise, they're good up front. Like I believe this team is probably 5 times better than last year's team.
Well, I think that's hard to say because I don't know. I thought last year they were
I know
pretty good.
Syracuse is worse. Yes, you're right.
I think they were pretty good defensively that last year, and we don't know how they're going to be defensively this year.
Yes.
I think that's I think and I think you have to be concerned with what you saw defensively, especially in the fourth quarter.
In the fourth
And in
quarter,
the overtime.
14 points.
Yeah. And in 5 minutes too.
Yeah, back-to-back drive.
A team lives and dies by its 2-minute drill on both sides of the ball. How they do. Now, give UConn credit. After Delaware scored, they didn't hang their head. They came back and set up Freeman's game-tying field goal. So that's a positive on there. And you always, I understand there was some people who wondered why you would win the toss and decide to play defense first. Well, because that's the game plan.
You're supposed to, yeah.
Right. You want to see what you got to do to get to win the ball game or keep it alive.
Exactly.
If you don't score, then the other team can kick a 42-yard field goal on the first play, and that's it.
Yeah.
So, I agree with that, but it's just look. I mean, it's a game they had in the palm of their hand, and it goes back to the point, Steve, that I made to some people last week. I was on with Brent Axe up in Syracuse.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, and he said, "Yeah, I love Axe, man. He's great." And he said, "What's your prediction?" I said, I don't think Syracuse is very good. I think UConn's okay, but until they beat a Power 4 team on the road, I can't predict they're going to beat a Power 4 team on the road. So, and with us, when we went through our schedule, both you and Schumann had drank the Kool-Aid and thought they were going to win. And look, they could have.
For the record, I predicted they were going to lose.
Oh, you did. Yes,
Friday,
you're right. You did.
Friday, I did predict they were going to lose.
You're right. But Schumann thought they were going to win.
Schumann did think they were going to win.
Schumann thought they were going to win. So
I watched the Tennessee game, and it's Tennessee. I mean, they're
right. 26 points. 26 points against Tennessee with a whole new offense is pretty good.
Yeah, no, I don't think their quarterback is very good. I think it's a big drop off from Flood. They have a big running back.
Right.
The receivers are athletic, but they turn the ball over. They defensively were lucky because they held up, and Joe was inaccurate on some passes that would have kept drives going. But I thought the third quarter getting the kickoff, that would have broken the game open. We drive down and score instead of, I think we went 3 and out. If we had driven down and scored, that would have maybe we did drive down and kick a field goal. Okay.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, so I wanted a touchdown.
They kicked the field goal to make it 17-6.
Right. Okay. So Syracuse,
and that was the last they would score, though.
Yes. Until
that was the last they would score to that last drive.
Yeah, you're right. Syracuse got the ball with 5:41 down 17 to 6.
That first drive of the third quarter, 73 yards in 10 plays, took up 5 minutes. I mean, that was textbook.
Yeah.
That was short pass, Rosa rush, pass to Bell, Smith rushed, Fagnano to Honig, Fagnano to Edwards, Fagnano to Bell, Then 3rd and 6, and you run the ball. I don't get that.
That's why I believe as a play caller, he goes with when there's pressure or when he's uncertain, he'll go to a safe, comfortable call. And I know a lot of coaches that are like that.
Oh, there's more that are like that, Steve, that aren't.
Yes.
So,
yeah, you're right.
You
Yes.
know,
100%.
I think that's, I for the most part, I don't think he's a bad play call. I don't think he's a bad play caller. I mean, you're right. You have the knowledge
I don't like his
of
run
having
game.
been a player. You
That's
have the
my
knowledge
only
of having been a player, so
right.
you know.
The only issue I have is his run game, because just the way that they try to run that outside zone is you're not putting your players in the best position to succeed,
Right.
because you have, believe me, their offensive line is big and physical, and when again, if I never thought I'd agree, but you're 100% right. When they get down either past midfield or the red zone, adding Evers into the mix at least will hold the backside end and linebacker. It'll slow them down and at least give our running backs a chance to get.
And also, I mean, look, Evers had his problems throwing the ball last year. But
Yeah,
if you run an RPO and have him drop back and throw the bell, that's probably going to work.
100%.
That's probably going to work.
100%.
As long as he gets the time. It's all, and this is an O lineman, Steve. It's all about protecting your quarterback in that situation. You got to sell it.
Okay.
There he is. What's up, Coach?
Hey, what's going on? How we
Coach,
doing?
we were ripping you for picking UConn.
Oh, I had to go different than. First of all, I was right, and I was right. They should have easily won that game, easily.
I know.
And they gave it away at the end. I'm sure you talked about this already, but that was like crazy how that late in the game you play 2-man across the board on 4th down, okay? And the safety, if the receiver gets beat, okay, the safety is so far that he has to run.
Yeah, he's got no shot.
I think he froze.
It was absolutely mind blowing the way that they did it. And,
Well, and again, I mean, as you said, the overtime play calling with on 3rd and 4th and short inside the tight red zone. You got Edwards. Why not? I mean, you gotta, it reminds me of one of the worst losses in the Diaco era, of which there were many, when they were at Navy and they were going for the win, and they ran the ball in a couple of circumstances where you shouldn't run the ball. And when we asked the coach after the game, he said, well, the O-line said they could do it. Well, that's nice, but you're the O-line.
is that what he really said?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I don't want to screw it
That's
up, because I
great.
mean, people
Yeah,
know.
the
People know,
O-line said they could do that.
people know my thoughts on that era of UConn football.
Oh my God. No, it was a 40-minute drive back. I was just sick. I was sick to my stomach, because that was, like you said, that's the signature win. An ACC team, Syracuse, on the road, that sets the tone. You get that win, and BC looks a little brighter, Duke looks a little brighter, Air Force looks a little brighter, and who knows what happens.
Right.
And
Right.
I thought defensively they were fine. I thought Coach Brock got a little too cute. He was trying to walk up to make it look. He walked up the two linebackers to make it look like a 6-man front, and when everyone knew they weren't blitzing, and then he bailed them, and then they got to turn and run to the number 2 or number 3 receiver, and it's just too far to go.
I'll try it again. Sorry, because my damn computer zonked out the second I started speaking about UConn. Probably some sort of AI conspiracy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's way too far to go. 100%. If it goes vertical and your guy doesn't, the guy who's over a man-to-man gets beat. There's too much room for error on fourth down. And they could have squeezed and they could have boxed them in. They could have done a lot of different things in that situation. It was fourth down, and they were going to be under pressure to make a throw anyway. Like the quarterback was under great pressure to.
No, I know he was, and
so
I actually thought he completed the pass. I thought it got tipped or something. I couldn't see.
Yeah, well, the guy came back kind of. I mean, he was like guy got turned around, the one DB. I mean, it was just I don't know. Like it was a super aggressive defensive call.
Okay.
In a situation where you're assuming your DBs are faster than their wide receivers.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If that was Ohio State playing, I don't know, they were playing Kansas and they were up 17-6, Ohio State can roll the dice there. They know their corners are going to be faster. Even if the other guy runs a great route, they're going to have more recovery speed. It's just levels of talent. Even though we have good level of talent, but it's levels of talent to take that risk. Like you have to understand the level of speed that your DBs have in order to put them in that situation. You put them in that situation when you are clearly better. I would say we outplayed them. It didn't mean that we were better. You know what I'm saying? We outplayed them up until that point. We outplayed them, but it doesn't mean that we were talent-wise clearly better. And that would be a thing. No. Like you'd roll the dice if you had the guys, that were clearly better, and you say, "Hey, man, you know what? Like they're not gonna outrun my guys." You know what I mean? That's not gonna happen. That was my issue with it. Again, I'm a talking head saying it without being there and not knowing the situation and what they've done in practice. I don't know any of that stuff. So I'm just going from an observer standpoint. Maybe matchup wise, they thought they had it, but I don't know. It seemed like you gave them life.
No, I agree. I thought Brock got too cute.
I also thought that it make them drive the field. It would have taken a long time to drive the field. And if you drove the field and took your time and now they're down to very little time. Now they have to go onside kick. Now they have to go, maybe they have a chance even if they kicked it deep to us and they got the ball back again, they would get it back with a minute and 20, a minute and 30. It would really be a much more difficult situation for them. I don't know.
Well, yeah, the fact that that's a great point, Shu. The fact that after they scored to make it 17 to 12, the fact they didn't have to onside kick it and the drive could start back in UConn's territory. That was a big key for them.
Huge, yes.
It's frustrating from a UConn standpoint, obviously, because you were so close, because you had the lead for 95% of the game, because you had the lead when the 2-minute timeout was called, and then just to watch them come down the field. And as we said, Shu, before you came on, credit to UConn for coming back and kicking the field goal in the 1 minute drill to force overtime. I mean, I think I think you take that as a great sign if you're UConn. But overall, there's no paint and flowers on this loss.
No.
None at all.
No.
I agree. I know Steve. Steve is not a huge fan of the style of run game. I don't know enough.
I'm not.
No, I don't know enough the ins and the outs of why they run that style. But I do. Me and Steve have talked extensively about the fact that Joe Fagano's not a threat to run, and that they would almost benefit more from
Yeah.
a
Nick.
little bit more of a power run
Or,
game.
yeah.
They do have two really good receivers, and a boatload of great tight ends for our level. So like guys that are maybe you could argue are above our level. So our tight end and receiving core is excellent, like on par with a lot of teams, maybe in the middle level of some of the bigger conferences. And I think Joe Fagano is very good. I really do think he's very good. I mean, he's been around a long time. Not that he doesn't make mistakes, but he's very good. And a lot of the zone and jet stuff without a threat to pull from the quarterback allows you to tee off on the front side. Now we hit some runs still. That's a tribute to the line. The line is. You have a lot of the elements there off it. That's why we were able to go down the field in such a fast time and kick a field goal. I think you have those elements. I think they have to tweak a little bit what they're doing in the run game to get some more power run game in there. I mean, because I think if they do that, that will make those receivers and tight ends all the more effective because they are. Skylar Bell, every dollar we paid him is worth it. And the new guy, what's Romello
Murphy and Shamar Porter.
I like him. He's strong. He's got good hands.
They look like Division I receivers.
Yeah, they look good. So, I think that part is really, really is good. Is really, really good. I mean, our schedule, if I think you've talked about this before, and maybe Joe has too. If we want to get respect nationwide, we've got to beat one of these teams. We've got to beat one of these teams.
Yeah, Syracuse, Air Force,
whatever. We've got to beat one of them, even Air Force, right? Like we got to beat one of those teams along the way because we could beat every Charlotte, FIU, FAU.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's not to bring fans in. If we want to bring fans in, we've got to knock off one of these guys. I'm not saying we have to knock off all of them, but we've got to knock off at least one of them so people can say, hey, you know what? It's not just this fact that we've got a cupcake schedule. It's
and even though Syracuse, look, as we said, Syracuse isn't very good.
No.
But if you had won the game, that goes by the board. And to go back to your other point, we had talked earlier, and I had said this the last time we were together. I had always thought they would have a package to put in for Evers where he could use his legs, he could run RPO, he could run the sprint to sprint to the boundary or to the wide side. And I was surprised that he didn't get any run at all.
Even on goal line, right? Goal line.
Yeah, well, but I think I also think, and we talked about, I said this, if you hadn't played him before overtime, it's not fair to the kid to stick his ass in there and say, okay, win it, tie or win the game for us. You got to play him sometime in the second quarter. To me, is a perfect time to pull that, to bring him in, to give him a chance to get his feet wet, and to show Syracuse that you have that out of the quarterback position. And if you run it a couple times and it's successful, then you can run a fake and throw the ball downfield to Bell. The other thing we mentioned, far too little use of Mel Brown. Far too little use.
5 carries.
And he
Yeah.
broke one off too, and he broke,
Yeah.
I mean,
45 yards.
five carries. Do they ever put them in the backfield together?
We talked about this last night. That's what
Do
wanted.
they? I didn't watch the full scope.
Yeah, that's what I
Like
want.
I watched the game, but I was, obviously I watched a lot.
They need to put Hanson at tight end, Mel and Cam in the gun, split back.
What about the gun crossbuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like gun crossbuck with a pull. What do you?
I agree. I love that.
Right, so you run jet inside, and then power with a wraparound for each, for Cam. Then you run the jet with Mel Brown, and then you get that
100%.
crossbuck action. And now you don't need one of them to block, right? Which is probably their fear. Is like they don't want one of them blocking for each other.
Think if you match them up on a corner, they'll be okay. But
I'm saying you could crossbuck and get the same effect and pull one of.
Yes. You get the same action.
Right. So,
But
I mean,
I would put them both out there.
Well, that puts you in a bind, like linebacker wise. Have a play linebacker. It's super easy.
Because it'll hold
when you know who the back is, when you know who the guy is. Yes, you're reading your keys, but for the most part, until they get you, you're running in the direction of where that back's going. Yes, you're loosely looking at the lineman in front of you to make sure there's something going on. But you're running. When there's one guy to tee you off on, you're running in that direction. And you're not being held. You know what I'm saying? You're not being held by another potential back.
Joe, I know you got to get going. What are you thinking for Delaware?
Look, you should beat Delaware. They beat Delaware State. They lost to Colorado. I haven't done a deep dive. I figured I'd do that before we get together on Friday.
Oh, you can come Friday. Good.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. This Friday I'm good. But I think it'll be interesting to see how they bounce back from this adversity.
And it's at Delaware.
Delaware played Colorado tough the first half.
Yeah.
It wasn't until they brought in the third string quarterback that the game
brought
changed.
In the third string quarterback? Colorado.
Oh. Yeah. And I remember from the 1AA days, and Shu, you remember this.
Yeah.
That was a hard place to play. Delaware Stadium, those people get into it down there. And it's been 27 years since the two schools have played. So, I think Delaware is going to think big bad UConn's coming to town. They're going to be all geeked up. I don't think they'll lose. Don't get me wrong, but it's a potential landmine.
No, okay.
I agree. We have to be. Delaware played Colorado tough at Colorado. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they had to go out to Colorado, and they played them tough. Cardi's a good coach. I've known Cardi for a long time.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. I mean, he's a Jersey guy. The whole Cardi family's like a big coaching name in Jersey. And he coached in New Hampshire with Chip Kelly. So
really?
Yeah.
No kidding.
He goes all the way back to the Chip Kelly days. And then post Chip Kelly with the guy who was a legend. He was with him for a long time. I can't think of his name now. Sean
McDonald?
Yeah.
Sean McDonald.
Donald.
The New Hampshire guy? Oh, yeah.
He's around forever. And so he was with that system for a long time. So, he's a very, very, very good coach. And I don't know what their talent level is relative to us.
Right.
But they played Colorado.
I don't think they can. I don't think your talent level can be as good. I just don't. I don't imagine they have the wherewithal
Joe
UConn has to bring in talent. Like they can't pay for like a Skylar Bell like UConn can, or even Evers for that matter. I don't think they have that kind of money.
Did you know Fran Brown made them run sprints after the game? Fran Brown made them run sprints after the game.
He wasn't happy.
No,
He
he was not
He
happy.
thought it was too close. Hey,
It-
again,
it was.
it's a bad loss from the standpoint of until there were 2 minutes to go, it was a game you were winning.
Yeah.
But there's stuff to build on from it.
Yes.
And now you move forward. But again, I also think this heightens the pressure, and they can say they don't feel pressure, but this heightens the pressure when you go to Chestnut Hill in October. And by the way, BC hung 40 on Michigan State, gave up 42, but put
Oh,
40 on
Lord.
Michigan State.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, but we don't know how good Michigan State is. And BC, as much as people in Connecticut want to hate to admit it, it's a Power 4 school.
Is Bill O'Brien in BC?
Yes.
That's who it is. Okay. Yeah, no, I agree with you.
You'll get 2 NFL guys hooking up.
There's a lot good that came out of this if you just erase the fourth quarter part of
Well,
the
if you take the last 5 minutes in overtime out of it, it's if it ends 17-6, we're throwing bouquets their way. But it didn't.
No, we are.
But it didn't.
No. And I just looked at it. I couldn't believe it. Syracuse's quarterback ended up with 400 yards passing. He was 30-something for 54.
Yes.
And
he's a Jersey kid too.
And I think a lot of that, though, too, guys, is the result of the fact that they were trailing and they had to put the ball in the air.
Yes, 100%.
Sometimes those passing numbers can get skewed like that.
100%. You're right. They were down 2 scores with 5 minutes to go.
So does that mean that we need help in pass coverage?
No.
Well, I think the defense. I think that we don't have any more answers about the defense than we did before the game began. Okay. And the question was, the defense had the potential to be a liability, especially compared to last year.
He can't blitz. Stop blitzing.
Well, that's the defense. Defense is a 3-5, right? Modified 3-5.
Yeah,
modified. You're bringing guys to different areas. I don't think they need to bring as many guys as they brought.
Right.
You're always going to bring somebody in that defense.
Yeah, you got to bring
4. Right. It's not going to be a 3-man rush.
No.
You got to bring 4. 100%.
Although in that situation, 3-man, since he's not a huge running threat, Angeli, 3-man dropping 8 might have been difficult for them.
Well, I would have dropped 8.
But to complete a 4th down pass, you might have had to make him run for the first down. He might have had to run.
5 minutes left in the game. Yes,
he might have had to run for the first down, and that would have been another minute. That
was the problem.
So if you did
drop, boys, I got to skedaddle. I'll see you Friday.
Joe.
See you later.
See you Friday.
Bye, Stevie. Feel better.
Yeah, that's the other thing I think is that if you drop 8 in that situation, and look, I'm sure we're Monday morning quarterbacks here.
No. Dave, I was ready to jump out of the box.
Oh, when you were there?
Yes.
It was 4th and what? 3?
Or are you talking about when Syracuse had the ball or when we had the ball?
On the big play that they scored.
Oh, yeah, it was 4th and I can't remember. But the problem, I PTSD. The problem was, Dave, you're a defensive guy. They walk up to a 6-man front. They walk up they have 4 down. They walk up 2 linebackers. Everyone in the universe knows the linebackers aren't blitzing.
Right.
And if they do, they blitzed a couple times, but you're asking your linebackers to turn their heads and run to number 3. You played linebacker. If you were walked up on the line of scrimmage, could you turn and run to number 2 or number 3 to the field?
It's very difficult, especially the speed everybody has.
It's very difficult.
Very,
And,
very
and my whole thing is put your players in the best position, put them in position to succeed. When you do that, you are not putting them in position to succeed. And I loved 90% of that game. I was very happy with how he came out. I was very happy with the first couple drives. What I he's not coaching the offensive line anymore. So the hardest thing in the world is to coach the line and be the OC. So I'm glad they gave him a break. But I counted it. The 34 runs, it was 24 boundary, tight end, outside. So you have to run counter
right.
back to the field. And they scored on the counter, the reverse pass, or that gimmick play.
Yeah, that was great. That was a great play.
It was a great call. It was out of a timeout. It was a great call.
Great call.
Thank you. But as my old coach used to say, if that's how they have to score, they have to go into a bag of tricks to score.
I don't agree with that, by the way. So in the old days, yes, maybe, but I don't agree with that now.
No, I agree. That was the second drive of the game, so they didn't have to go.
I mean, because you could change momentum.
We were moving the ball,
right?
But you have a big, physical, tough offensive line. You have Victor Rosa. I almost hit the field when he came in the game. I want to know why he's in the game.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's the nicest boy in the world. He's an honor student. He's a white running back. I can't. Do I have to say anything else?
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Other than you.
Let's not hate on the white running back.
I know.
First of all, I think he's Latino, but maybe I'm wrong. But I don't think that's fair. I just think
MJ Flowers and then the other kid that's good is
well, you don't know what's been going on in camp, so you're not there. So you don't know who the best guy.
My source said that he played pretty well, and my source also said the kid that's going to be exceptional is this Terrence Smith. Okay. He got 2 carries for 4 yards.
Well, there's only so many carries to go around.
No, I know, but Cam Edwards doesn't need 21 carries. If he's your guy,
fair.
If you're committed to him, and it's 1993, and backs are carrying the ball 300 times a year.
I miss those days.
Fine, but for the split to be Cam Edwards 21 attempts, Mel Brown 5 attempts.
1991, my senior year.
Yeah, I know.
180 carries I had.
My
9
favorite,
games.
Wow. 9 games?
180 carries.
Jesus Christmas. Would you
That's
take
20 a game? That's averaging 20 a game. That's averaging 20 a game. Because my team wasn't very good. My team wasn't very good in high school, so they end up having to throw it a little bit.
My favorite.
That was the greatest gig ever. I just wish the team was a little better. That was a great gig. That's the gig.
How did you get up the next day?
Dude. I listen. My mindset was.
I know you were a machine, but
my mindset was I didn't even I just wanted them to give me. I wanted more carries. I wanted 35, 40.
The only reason I think of that is because my favorite running back of all time was Otis Anderson.
Oh,
he was my favorite back ever for the Giants.
He carried it 900 times, averaging like 3.8.
3.5 yards a carry. No, the first year I ever watched football was the 90 team when they won the Super Bowl. And he was the starting running back.
He was a load.
And I loved him.
He was a load.
And he was 6'2", 230 pounds.
Huge guy. Huge.
And I was just shocked. And then they had Rodney Hampton. It was his rookie year.
Oh, he was great. He was a load too.
Yeah.
Georgia guy.
Yeah. And now these backs are small. So
comparatively, yes. Yes, absolutely. They're 200
the running
pounds.
backs of today would not be playing in 1990.
No,
they'd be safeties or corners.
No. It started to change in the mid-90s, though.
Yeah, with Barry Sanders, and Emmitt Smith wasn't huge. But I just Mel Brown, there shouldn't be a discrepancy of 16 carries between Cam Edwards and Mel Brown. And I would have liked to have seen MJ Flowers in there. And the only other complaint I had, and Frank said this, we don't throw a quick game. There's no 3-step. And we threw very little play action. But I was encouraged. I am optimistic. I think I give our collective credit, because after criticizing them for the transfers they brought in, they for not spending millions of dollars, they got great value for the players they brought in.
Oh, I do.
I don't know.
I would agree with that. Listen, I think our players are pretty good.
They're very good. The receivers are 1,000 times better than last year.
1,000 times.
The line is better. I mean, Chase Lund and Valentin Sen are both good. Valentin got hurt, but Chase made the team. The center is good. The center is the Syracuse guy, right? Wes Ho, whatever his name is.
Yes, Wes Ho.
Lewis Hansen is a dream as a tight end.
He's phenomenal.
And he had one catch for 15 yards.
We got to get him the ball more.
Well, the NC State kid, I wouldn't play. He's not an on-the-ball tight end. And look at his stance, please. He comes out of a frog stance. He's a great athlete. I'd have no problem if he was the number 3 in trips.
He can play on the outside too a little bit.
That's what I mean. I would split him out, or I'd put him trips and put him to the single receiver side. He's a matchup problem. But he didn't. He actually he got in a fight with Mora on the sideline. That was funny.
I didn't see that. Is there any video on that?
No, I don't believe there is. And Mora
benched
him temporarily.
What's his name?
Juice Vereen. Mora benched him temporarily.
Nope, nothing on it.
Yeah, he didn't have any catches or anything. But I just didn't like. Can't remember if Hansen or Hunnick started. I loved that they did 12 personnel. I loved that they did some under center. I loved that they did some pistol. My issue is I don't think Ozempic called the best game.
Well, there were things he did really, really well.
Well,
There-
I said this
I
to
mean,
Joe.
that 2-minute drill was really well. There were. I thought the passing calls were pretty good.
Okay. Joe missed on a lot of throws, which also hinders him. But
He's a
when-
gunslinger.
He's not a gunslinger.
Well, that's what he is.
He throws all fastballs. Well, all right, fine.
That's
All
a
right, he's
gunslinger, right? Am I,
All right, so yes, that's
am
a
I
gunslinger.
incorrect on the terminology?
Yes, you win. Yes, sorry. Yes, that's a gunslinger. He's Brett Favre. Fine,
He throws fastballs. You know,
but in my opinion, and Joe agreed with me, when he needs a big call or it's a pressure situation, he goes into his comfort zone. And there was a 3rd and 6. He handed it off, and he just. I don't believe he's a very good. I don't think he's a great play caller. I think he's better than last year. I think he added some formations.
what position did he play? What position is he?
Who?
What position guy is he? Who is
Gordo?
he? Yeah,
He's now just the offensive coordinator.
he's an offensive lineman. Okay,
Hey, listen, I'm an offensive lineman. I call better
offensive
games than him.
linemen. There are. They make good head coaches. I think sometimes. I do think they can make good head coaches because they understand the game really well. I think they can make very good head coaches, especially if they're willing to be flexible and
Chris
but-
D, thank you. Me too.
what?
Chris D, I almost hit the field, just so you know.
All right, so let me finish my thought here. My thought is
Yeah.
this: offensive linemen look at the offensive game from a blocking perspective.
Yes, you're 100% right.
They do not look at it from a scoring and
Scoring.
spacing perspective. That's not their first look.
100%.
They have to learn to do that. Not that anybody can learn, obviously. But your default, and I've coached the offensive line, but I think about it more from a spacing, and I was taught that way too. But and spacing and numbers concepts standpoint. But offensive linemen look at most stuff from an offensive standpoint until they learn to mesh the wide openness of the game with their blocking understanding. They look at everything as, can we block it first?
100%.
And most guys, I just want to finish my thought. Most guys, if you would go from like a Mike Leach standpoint, or like guys that are more wide open, QBs, for example, they understand that you have to block it, obviously, but they look at it as, what is the potential of the play, and then how can we block it? Linemen look at it as, how do we block it, and then tell me about the potential of the play. Different way of thinking. So there's value in both, by the way. There's value in both. The best guys understand both really, really well. But I think the ability to view the game, like if you were like, let's say I was a head coach and you were my offense coordinator, and I know that you're a line coach and your thought process is how I want to block. I need things that are blocked X, Y, Z, Y, and then I'd be no, you don't think that way. Okay.
You tell me what you want to run. I'll run it.
Right. Okay. But I do think having worked with a lot of line guys over the years, I think that's always a concern. Am I wrong or am I right?
The concern is what the pressures are.
Right. Correct.
I need to know their blitz down. I need to know what you want to run, and I will tell you if you can run it or not, if we can block it.
Right.
Chris D, I disagree with you. Figiano did not blow the game. The offensive coordinator did.
I won't
And
go
it
that
is
far,
sad.
but I won't go that far.
But
I
I worked with 2 offensive line coaches who were coordinators,
okay.
and they 100% coached exactly like you said. Everything was about numbers and blocking first.
Right.
They only ran plays that they knew we had, and that's how I was taught.
Right.
You
Of
wanna have
course.
a hat on a hat.
Do we have it blocked? I'll
Yes.
give you an example. I'll give an example.
Oh, by the way, I saw the three guys out in your game yesterday to play. I logged. Yeah,
Do you like it?
let's just say I woke my parents up laughing.
Well, I like it because they're giving effort though, aren't they? They are giving effort.
Oh, 100%.
Their effort is great.
Listen, the way you described it on the phone was exactly how it happened.
They hunt.
I didn't believe it,
They're hunting.
and then
It's like if you were to send, you know what it reminds me of? Okay, if when you play tag as a kid, right?
Yep.
You play tag, and I'm chasing you.
Are we talking freeze tag or regular tag?
Sometimes it does look like freeze tag out there, but yes, I would say regular tag. But if I'm chasing you, I relentlessly chase you, right? And
Yes.
even if I don't get to you,
You never stop. You're like Jason Voorhees.
that's it. That's it. That's it. Jason Voorhees. That's what I want. That's what I'm looking for.
I got off the phone with you, I believe, at 12:15. I checked my email, and there was a huddle update. I clicked on it. Lo and behold, there was some game. So I decided I had to try to find a play I may have heard about. And I found it, and I laughed so hard, I woke my parents up. Just so you know.
It's genius. Now I'm trying to figure out how I could do more from it with
The
them.
shock troopers, they get after it.
They get after it, right? They're all getting after it.
How is there any how is the just? You're right, Christy.
Yeah.
You want to know what? No adjustments were made. In fact, they regressed. They didn't make shit for adjustments.
That I'd have to watch more carefully.
I watched it because I was so pissed off.
You were there. You were there.
No. I rewatched
Oh,
it.
you rewatched it. Yes, I would have to watch more carefully because I just watched it through.
No,
And then try not to get...
Their offense is Joe said their off. He goes, Steve, didn't you think their offense was vanilla? I said, Joe, it was vanilla without any sugar.
I have a question for you. Do you sometimes feel like, since you're a UConn alum like I am, and they say that the AI world, in AI now, everyone's saying that we are in a simulation. We're not even in.
Yeah, we're in the Matrix.
Right. We're in some version of a simulation.
Yeah.
And there's some person behind a headset, you know what I mean? And some of us are NPCs. You know what NPC is? Like just a person that's in there. And some of us are real. Some of us are real people with a person with a headset behind us,
Exactly.
observing how we're acting, you know, or influencing how we're acting. When I am involved in UConn sports, and then the same thing for my son with the Jets, okay, because he's a Jets fan, and I watch as they lose over and over again. I just think, is this
just AI?
Is this just AI laughing? Are they laughing? They're like, are we going to torture?
Well, Justin Fields played well.
He did. But I
So-
said, are they going to torture? Are they just as part of the game? Like they enjoy seeing seeing me.
Just making the humans tormented.
Yeah.
Dave, I that
Like
was
you give him a little treat, like a dog. You give him a little treat.
yeah, just to keep him on the hook. Sure.
Yeah, this thing goes really well for. Oh, he won a game today. Cool. All right, now we're gonna fuck with him. His kid's gonna be really upset now because. You all right?
Yeah. Sorry.
You okay?
Yeah, I just knocked my chair over.
He's okay.
Yeah, I just yeah, no,
He's okay.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Oh my God, Christy, he just fell off his chair. You can't make this shit up.
Did he see it?
The guy behind the headset that has it controlling me is like, we're gonna throw Steve off the chair just for entertainment purposes as you're challenging the Matrix here. So did you pull up again? Oh no.
No, I the power thing.
Christy said Zanato doesn't provide this type of entertainment.
Oh, Zanato's gotta. You gotta. He's doing videos.
Good.
And he's got mugs that say Big East Energy.
He's selling mugs?
No, he sits behind a desk like Mr. Rogers. And there's a mug that says Big East Energy.
Okay.
And he's got the hat on, he's got a beard. The Big East has
Big East what?
He said the Big East has no energy. Listen,
there is no Big East.
He talks. I want to know if can we do a background check on him?
Why?
I want to know if he played any sports. Number one.
I mean, a lot of people played high school sports. Probably.
Yeah, I don't care. I want to know if he played sports. The Big East is literally dying. Yes, I know it is. The Big East has no energy. It's literally dying.
Big East has zero energy.
He talks. He talks like he's a coach. He was talking. I don't know how I got sent this out of my chair during the fourth quarter. He was talking about mid-range jump shots.
Okay.
And I'm listening to him just for shits and giggles. And I'm like, do you think you're PJ Carlissimo? He was just talking like a coach, like an expert. And I get it, you're creating content and you want to provide analysis and insight and all that. But he just came off like Jim Calhoun. Well, he just came off like a coach. And I don't think he's doing any football stuff.
Oh, really? Yeah, well, maybe that's
no,
not
he's
really,
talking basketball.
Maybe that's not really
not really what?
Mark Zanato. So here it is. I'm Mark Zanato. I'm a son to two great parents, a brother to an insanely talented sister.
Okay, that's it. I'm done.
And a husband.
That's what he wrote.
This is some article. A husband to an incredibly beautiful woman who I know loves me for who I am.
Okay, I've heard enough.
A father of three beautiful children. I have my podcast about UConn. I'm a writer, a foodie, and I'm an alcoholic. And I'm not ashamed. Oh, that's
yeah, I know he is.
He was an alcoholic. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Well, that's great that he's good for him, dude.
He was
Don't hate on him.
93. Yeah.
Don't hate on him.
Chris D, I agree with you. They didn't ice the game because my asshole. Chris D, I would fly you in to call the plays.
Is Christy AI or is he real?
No, he's real. He felt Christy is laugh. He just laughed when you read Mark Zanotto's. He said my sister's insanely intelligent.
I'm not gonna hate him. It was him pouring out his heart about being an alcoholic.
No. I congratulated him. I talked to him when he hit 90 days. I congratulated him.
Yeah, I mean, he's just he's just trying to make it in the world. I don't know him.
Joe does.
Joe knows him.
Listen, I didn't have a problem with him at all until I got in trouble. When I said locked on my balls, that's when I got in trouble.
Yeah, but you can say that now because now you don't have any. There's no hope that UConn.
Yeah,
now you could say locked on my balls all day long.
Was UConn coached by AI in the second half?
Could be. They might have. They used the
Christie, Coach Brock. I think just decided not to call the second half. Maybe he went for a dome dog, but what they were doing was abysmal. No, I remember. Okay, so I said locked on my balls, and then I said the person who
he's trying to fraud you to Coach D. Trying to fraud you. He likes getting you in trouble.
You know what?
Chris D likes getting you in trouble. I love it.
Actually, it wasn't 5 minutes. 2 minutes after I said locked on my balls, and rumor has it so and so's a whatever. My phone rang.
Steve,
and I got yelled at.
Steve Cully, what are you doing? But you know what? You can't get yelled at anymore because ain't nobody trying to help us.
No, that's when I had remember when Joe D almost quit because they made me have not made me, but
yeah.
When everyone wanted to fight me or fire me because
how could they fire you?
Guys, Phil called. He may or may not have requested that Mark come out. Joe's like, that's it.
He's out.
Yes, he was, Chris. Yes.
One of the most awkward episodes of all time.
Well, because do you remember every other?
And then Maria was teaming up on me on that episode. You remember that? I remember that.
Maria wasn't teaming up on you.
Yeah, she said to me, because I think we got into some sort of Caitlin Clark thing, and then Maria said to me,
yes.
Is try not to freeze up anymore, or something.
So
Maria got mad at me.
So it was.
I kind of like it when Maria's mad.
Joe kept getting mad because remember every time Mark spoke, you remember what his first 3 words were?
No, I do not.
I don't remember. I feel bad for Joe D having to call volleyball.
Does he call volleyball?
Yeah, he did the volleyball game.
You know who plays for the volleyball team? A daughter who went to school when I was there.
Really?
Yeah. She was a basketball player. She's very pretty, actually. Her name was
Sarah Walters?
No. Sarah. Her name. I don't know what her name is now, but her name was Sarah Northway. Her daughter's a volleyball player for them. The daughter looks almost exactly like her.
So
anyway,
the first 3 words.
You know who else has another UConn person that plays for the The Tej were the no, they might not have. They might have been gone by the time you got there. Were the Tejan sisters still playing soccer
No,
when you were there? They were gone.
no.
One's the head coach at UConn now, but the other one has
Yes.
a daughter at UConn playing soccer.
So you don't remember? Walter scared me as a child. You don't remember the first 3 words Mark said every
No,
time
what did he
he
say?
commented?
No.
He said, "Well, on my podcast, I talked about this, this, and this." Well, on my podcast, we talked about. You don't remember that, and you don't remember Joe's face getting redder and redder.
I remember Joe getting red. I don't remember what was said.
Well, it was a combination of furor at me and Mark with the. Chris D remembers. He every answer. That's what he said. He wrote it right out on my podcast. Every time he commented, that's what he said. He goes, "Well, on my podcast, we talked about this."
What happened?
Hi, Caroline.
They're still locked on. Is there still locked on or no?
Oh, yes, there is. Yes,
Is there a UConn locked on?
yes.
There is. Who
Yes.
took it over?
I don't know. It's not affiliated with UConn.
Oh, okay.
I mean, UConn
Not
allows them access,
Yeah.
but like we could get access.
We could.
Yes. Caroline Whitaker. Do you know a Caroline Whitaker?
Do I know a Caroline Whitaker?
Yeah, she commented hello.
Caroline Whitaker. No.
So that was my only thing.
But hello, Caroline. Hey, Steve. Female friends, a female viewers.
Not only do we blow our gauge, next P4 spot, USF beat Florida. Is USF really?
That was an awesome moment.
USF is back in contention to go P4? ACC or?
Yeah, that's where they're trying to go. That's what they're trying to
I had this argument with, I can't remember who. We win the women's national championship. Okay.
Yes.
And we went over the payout. It was $250,000. And as a conference, as a conference, we had to split $650,000.
Okay.
The SEC got like $8 million, Big Ten, ACC, whatever.
Whatever.
So, what motivation is there? I'm in a gut. Oh, okay. Well, so Caroline,
I'm in a government program person processing in
Randolph County, West Virginia.
Very nice.
Oh,
Karen.
I thought she said prison. So that's why I had a couple questions, but since it's not prison, okay. Chris D, listen to me. I will go streaking at the Air Force game if we don't go undefeated until Air Force. Okay, I won't be allowed to streak. I will do something of your choice. You can pick the act. I will complete. I will go to the Air Force game and I will do whatever you wish. That won't get me arrested. That's how confident I am. I believe we will go undefeated. Until then, I think we can beat BC. I think we're going to beat Delaware. As long as we stay healthy. We have better receivers. We have a good offensive line. We have good running backs. A lot. But we will. we're going to go undefeated. Air Force, I believe, is the second to last home game or last home game. If we are not undefeated by the time Air Force rolls around, you can choose something for me to do at the game. A lot of the G5 road games will be easy. Yeah, I know. But we're BC, UAB isn't, I mean, we aren't winning at BC. There you go. So we play BC before Air Force. I am predicting we are going to beat BC. And if Duke looked awful. So if we lose before Air Force, I will do whatever you would like.
Okay.
It won't have me in jail.
We should, I don't know. So going forward, where do we go from here? Where do we got to improve?
Okay. We need to run power. We need to run counter. We need gap schemes. We need to run inside zone. We need a run to the field. We have no run game to the field besides that goddamn reverse. We need play action.
Why don't we run to the field?
We didn't run the ball to the field.
No, I'm just saying, why don't we?
Because you're not an offensive line coach. Because AD of the
What?
Christy, if we send you a link, can you put a mask on and we'll get you a voice synthesizer and you can come on the show and hide your identity?
He's obviously definitely wants to hide his identity.
No, AD of the year Benedict tell me they're desperate time.
What's that? What is that? What did he say?
He says AD of the year Benedict can't tell me we are in desperate times, and then the team blows a totally winnable game against Syracuse with vanilla play calling. Chris D, for the record, I said vanilla without sugar. That's how vanilla it was. No, we have to be a little bit more balanced. I don't want us throwing 40 times a game. We need to run. The reason the run game, every place I've been, the run game is heavy boundary. And the reason that is because 90% of defense, actually probably 100, are field oriented. They play the strength of the defense to the field. So your numbers advantage, or you at least have a hat for a hat to the boundary. That's why the majority of the teams have a heavy boundary run game. Now, you can run to the field, but you have to do it out of 3-by-1 or 2 backs with a tight end. You can tight end 2 receivers to the field and run 1 back power. That's a good play. My favorite play, which we don't run, is the zone divide, where you have the off-ball tight end come across and wham the backside end.
Right.
That way you block everyone on inside zone. We have the tight ends that are big and physical enough to do that. Okay? Next, we have to either do it under center, because we went under center, hard ball, play action, throw the ball downfield. We didn't do enough play action. The play actions we did were nakeds, which were difficult because what was happening was the backside pursuit was so fast, the backside linebacker was able to redirect and get to the quarterback because Joe Figiano showed slower than whale shit. So I like max protect, hardball play action. You can run 3-man route combinations and block. So defensively, I think we're fine. I just think Coach Brock has to stop getting cute and stop trying to walk up 6 and drop every. I mean, that's NFL shit, and it's just put your players in position to succeed. Put them where they need to be. When you're asking your Mike or Will linebacker to walk up in the A gap, and they're in either a 2x2 set or a 3x1 set, and he has to turn his head and sprint to number 3, that's asking a lot. And Mike, the person who shall remain nameless, was pointed out the guy that we predicted would be a great addition defensively has not played particularly well. And that was Taekwon King, the linebacker from Temple transfer.
Okay.
You remember he was Temple's leading tackler last year.
Okay.
He has not played particularly well. The D-line, the kids I bashed from Nebraska and Iowa State, they played pretty well. I mean, we stopped the run if you look in the numbers. They had 416 yards passing, but so I mean, it was a gut-wrenching, disappointing loss, but there's hope. There's a lot of hope. There's a lot of good things that came out of this. Now, this is you have to understand, it's the same thing that happened in North Carolina. They had 70 new guys. We have 60. It's a whole new team. They have to learn how to play together and win consistently. So I think if we go on a run, we got Delaware, Ball State, and Buffalo. It's 3 in a row. Get those 3. We're sitting at 4-1.
Okay.
And then I think maybe Duke, but that's not bad. But now you didn't get to watch the game, right? You watched bits and pieces.
Oh, I watched a good amount of it.
Oh, you did? Okay. What did you watch it on? That's the other thing I was curious. Was it on ESPN or ESPN Plus or?
One of yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is one.
A lot of excitement, just so you know, for tonight for Rebel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Frank was all gassed up in the car.
Okay.
Right
What
into
about?
the game. Did they bring that RFK guy to
Yes.
Congress and Pocahontas questioned him?
Yes.
Yeah, he wasn't happy about it.
Mad at Pocahontas.
That's the Warren lady, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's excited.
See him up.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. What time will you be home from practice?
We don't practice today.
Oh, good. Okay.
8 o'clock, 8:30. We should be good.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's it. Huh?
Yeah.
Good pod, dude. Good pod.
Yeah, no problem. Hour and a half.
I'm way down here now. Okay.
Well, I fell, so that's going to be on the highlights.
Yes, if I can find that, I'm definitely. He's okay. He's okay.
Okay. So
In the Husky huddle, gather round. Can never be found.
Yeah, I couldn't find. I was trying to play it. Where is? I was looking for it, like
background music.
In the Husky huddle, we gather round. Coach Schumann and Steve Cully were never found. They talk about the team with such zeal, strategies and plays. They analyze it well. The stadium's full of cheers and shouts. UConn's got spirit, we'll never doubt. Coaches share their thoughts, it's quite the treat. In this lively huddle we always meet. Huskies, Huskies, we stand tall. With Coach Schumann and Steve Cully we call. Game plans and strategies, we break it down. In the Husky huddle, our passion won. From defensive line to wide receiver, every position we cover it all together.
Oh well.
Can
Huskies,
you?
Huskies.
You can go at 8 then. If we go at 8,
Yeah.
all right.
You like this one better, though, by the way. Bring him back!
Billy's brave brew flows like a river in the dark alleys where the shadows gather. With a smile and a laugh, he turns fear into cheer. Billy's got the power no villain can steer. Billy's the hero with a glass and a grin, fights crime with wit, not just with a drink. From bars to back alleys, he's the man. Billy's the hero, keeping the streets clean. At the corner bar.
Oh, shit. This, I think, is maybe our best theme. Well, no, you know what? I enjoy this one.
Husky, hard on the call. Let's hear it for the team. Under Coach Schumann, we're not gonna dream. With Steve Cully's guidance, we'll take the lead. On the field, we're unstoppable. We're never beat.
That's a baseball one. Baseball intro is good.
Yes.
This one, we got to do it this week because I don't think we did it last week.
Oh yeah.
In the dark of the night, whispers of deceit.
That's a great one.
Did you the trial that we did before, the Adelson lady, the mother?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was convicted in 2 hours. The jury deliberated for 2 hours.
That I'm not surprised about at all.
Sucks. I gotta find another case. I loved watching that case.
This one had potential, but we bagged the podcast.
Well, Julius was doing great.
Quarterbacks rising, shining bright.
I got to do that one. You got to bring
Julius's podcast is doing great. I have to try to contact quarterbacks. Like there's a freaking list of people that want to come on.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, it's only because he's got a track record of getting guys scholarships.
He's in a great state too.
Yeah.
The state
Well,
is important in football.
no, I know. That's what Frank and I were talking about, the 5v5 stuff. Yeah, last night. About how many kids we think we can get. Because he wanted to start practicing in like December, but he's trying to negotiate a site fee so we can get turf. And Julius was going to talk about how much to charge kids. So he was. Frank doesn't think anyone will go. I think they will, but Frank thinks that the youth kids, the parents are more likely to pay for.
I would agree with that.
Individual instruction, but I don't think they have 5v5 for like 11-year-olds. I'm pretty sure Julius takes 8th graders. I think that's the lowest it goes, but I'll check with him. You wouldn't do 5v5 with like 12-year-olds, would you?
Middle school, yeah, why not?
You would?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll find a case for Wednesday, and then I'll be up at Frank's tonight. I'll try to get up there by 8. I want to talk about Belichick and
Oh,
how he banned the Patriot scouts from coming to his practice.
that's crazy, right?
It's
do you-
crazy that he's coaching college football.
Do you think he would be is not a good
He's
person?
like 18 games away, or I don't know how many games away from Bear Bryant or not, or George Halas's record.
Hmm.
How could you? No one will ever come close to that again. Coaches are lucky. I mean, I think Mike Tomlin's the most tenured coach now at 15 years. I mean, it's just, and they want him out. I don't know why he would have. Like, he has no ties to North Carolina. Why? His son was the DC at Washington. Like, his son didn't need a job.
No.
That's what I don't get. So,
Well, he may be able to turn it around. You don't know.
no, he's not going to be able to turn around. He didn't even talk to the kids. He has zero interaction with his players.
How do you know?
I read the article. I read reports.
Really?
His GM, the GM deals with the players. Belichick basically just recruits.
He recruits.
Huh.
Wow.
He's 73. What high school kid's going to get amped up to play for a 73-year-old?
Saban.
Well, Saban at least dyes his hair and doesn't look 73.
You think he looks 73, Belichick?
Yeah. Looks old and miserable.
What age do you think players can no longer connect with their coach? Or Pete Carroll's, old.
Pete Carroll's a player's coach. Belichick's a military guy. He's never a player's coach.
Right. Do you think that
When I watched him, when he was a coordinator with the Giants, he looked like he connected with the players.
he did? Okay.
I didn't know. I mean, he was a very young coordinator. And he came in with Parcells, I think, in 81.
Did he come in with Parcells in 81?
I know he was there for 10 years, I think.
So if he was there in the 80s, that means that that's wow. He
won two Super Bowls as the DC of the Giants.
All right. How old was Bill Belichick?
I think he was in his mid-30s when he got the head coaching job at Cleveland.
27 years old when he joined the Giants in 1979.
Yeah, but he wasn't the DC though.
No, he was with probably Ray Perkins before that. Ray Perkins
Yeah.
probably gave him his job.
Oh, I thought it was Parcells. Well, back then they didn't fire everyone. They didn't buy people out.
He was there from 27 to 30 to almost 40 years old.
Yeah. And now that'd be considered old for a head coach.
40?
I mean, they're hiring 30 something.
It's amazing. I don't know why that is. They do that.
Because everyone thinks it's a young man's game. They just think they connect more with the players.
Some of these older guys are doing really well.
Gus Malzahn, I give him credit.
Les Malzahn's a great coach.
He's the OC.
There's one debacle that was worse than UConn's this weekend. Two debacles.
Well, you said Southern Florida, or
No,
Florida lost the.
that wasn't a debacle though. They played him, I think. SMU was up 38-21 and lost
Oh, really?
to Baylor. And then another one was, the biggest one was last night. The Bills beating.
The Bills came back?
They won.
Holy crap. I went to bed at halftime. Well,
Yep.
I stopped watching it.
People left the game when 5 minutes were left. They were down 11 or something.
I told Frank loves Lamar Jackson.
Well, Josh Allen beat him. Bill Belichick's first job coaching was at 22 years old.
Yeah.
With the
But then-
Baltimore Colts.
Colts. Yeah.
Then he went to the Lions. Then the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, he never coached in college, I don't believe.
Nope. Not even ever. Never. Ever.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it's ridiculous.
Then the Broncos. Then the Giants.
Yep. Then Cleveland. Then the Patriots. Then the
Let me
Jets.
The
Or no,
Giants.
he was the DC for the Patriots after he got fired by Cleveland.
Bill Belichick. Belichick is the second purple by coaching. Who hired him? Giants. Raper. I know my football history.
Yeah,
In
but Ray,
1979, Belichick began a 12-year stint with the Giants alongside head coach Ray Perkins.
yeah, but he also drafted Parcells or Sims.
When defensive coordinator Bill was named defensive coordinator when Bill Parcells replaced Perkins.
Right. Perkins wasn't fired.
Yeah, he was, I thought.
Oh, he was. Okay.
Yeah. And then he was 91 to 95. He was with Saban, and they were at Cleveland.
Yes.
He was a pretty young head coach at the time.
He was.
And he came to the Patriots in 96. He was the head coach when Parcells was.
He was the DC with Parcells when they went to the Super Bowl. Bledsoe is the quarterback.
Right. Then he went to the Jets for 2 years. Under Parcells? I didn't know that.
As a DC.
That's a DC. Then he went to New England.
Yeah, and that's why Kraft doesn't like him. Or he doesn't like Kraft because Kraft said he took a gamble hiring Parcells.
He did take a gamble.
Yeah, well, Parcells politely disagrees.
Oh, Parcells said he didn't take a gamble?
No, no, Kraft said he didn't take a gamble. I'm sorry. Kraft said he took a gamble. Belichick did not like that.
Why didn't he like that?
Because he won 6 Super Bowls, probably. Said you're going to
Maybe
say that
originally he did take a gamble taking him.
he hired him after the Jets made it to the AFC Championship.
Right, but he wasn't a head coach yet, so he did take a gamble.
Yeah.
Anytime you promote a DC to head coach or an OC to head coach, you're taking a gamble.
So just head coaches are supposed to get fired or hired. That's it.
No, I'm just saying that when you do that, you're doing that in faith that he can become a leader as a head coach.
He hired him from the Jets. He didn't promote him from within.
My point is, no matter who it is,
Oh,
that's always the case.
Okay.
You don't know that someone's going to be a good head coach until they become a head coach.
Okay. That's true.
Right?
I'll agree with that.
That never become head coaches or that are good.
I'll agree with that.
For example, when Michigan State gave Nick Saban the head job, they probably took a little gamble, right? He was as good as it comes. But when the Giants took Bill Parcells, that was probably a gamble back in the day.
Wasn't he already on the staff?
No, I'm saying he wasn't a head coach before that, though.
Oh, yes. Yeah, but they didn't give a shit back then. There wasn't as much money involved.
No, you're right. You're right. You didn't give a shit. Bill Parcells started coaching in 1964. He was 23.
Wasn't he? He was at Army, wasn't he?
He was a college guy, actually. He was first in a college guy. Hastings, then Wichita State.
Oh, I thought he was at West Point for some
I don't know
reason.
what my dog's yelling at right now. Army. He
He
was at
was
Army.
at
West Point.
He was at West Point with Bobby Knight.
He was a DC at West Point. Then he Florida State, Vanderbilt linebacker.
Oh, wow. I didn't know he spent that many.
Texas Tech, Air Force. He was the head coach. So a little bit. He had been a head coach for 1 year. That's interesting. In 1978, but
The Giants hired him from Air Force?
No, they hired him as a DC.
Oh,
Ray
yeah.
Perkins hired him as the DC.
Yes, and then he took over. Right.
He resigned in the offseason after 6 weeks, then went to the Patriots for 1980, came back to the Giants 81-82.
Right. Because I
Then
know he
got the
hated
head
Phil.
coaching
He
job.
hated Phil Simms.
He hated who?
Phil Simms.
He did?
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't a Phil Simms fan.
Bill Parcells' father played quarterback at Georgetown University.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Bill Parcells moved from Hasbrook Heights to Oradell, where he attended Riverdale High School. I coached there a couple times. While he was at Riverdale. What's up, Bo? He was interesting. Parcells, he lived in Upper Saddle River.
Upper Saddle River. Yep, that's where LT used to live.
And so did the Giants owner, GM.
George Young.
Bill Parcells was, let's see, what position did he play? Linebacker? I'm guessing since he was linebacker so many times. Linebacker coach so many times. His basketball coach was the famous Mickey Corcoran.
Right.
He's a famous guy in New Jersey. Bill Parcells was a football player, baseball player, and basketball player.
Oh, okay.
His football coach at Riverdale was Tom Cahill, who would later become the head coach at Army.
Wow.
Everybody does need a break.
No, I'm well aware. It's just it just kills you.
He went to Colgate.
Who did?
Bill Parcells arrived at Colgate. As a freshman, he was offered a contract by the Philadelphia Phillies. His father disapproved of a career in sports and wanted him to study law, so Parcells declined the offer. He soon transferred to the University of Wichita, now known as Wichita State, where he played linebacker, and he got a PE degree. That's why they called him the Big Tuna.
Huh. That's interesting.
Big Tuna really was tuner because he would tune in. Wait, what? Oh, he would arrive early to his workout sessions to set up the radio. So they used to call him the tuner.
Oh, okay.
And people misunderstood it because of the accent, and they called it tuna. Come here, Bo. All right, Bo, we're gonna go. We'll get off this thing. It's a great. His career is fascinating. I mean, he's coached with.
I'm shocked.
And turned down so many different gigs too.
I had no idea.
Perkins left the Giants to become the head coach and athletic director at the University of Alabama. Because Ray Perkins played football for I can't believe it just slipped my mind. Bear Bryant. So Ray Perkins played at Alabama for Bear Bryant.
Yes.
So he must have taken over for Bear Bryant when Bear Bryant stepped down from Alabama and retired. Because Bear Bryant stepped down in Bear Bryant retired. I know it was in the 80s. 82. Okay, so Ray Perkins. How crazy is this? Bear Bryant retired from coaching in 1982, December 29th, after he announced he was retiring, right? So here's what's interesting. Just a month later, he died of a heart attack at the age of 69. Could you imagine that?
That's what usually happens.
He died 1 month after retiring.
That is.
I mean, you think about this guy's career, like Bear Bryant. Like, I think of Bear Bryant and how many wins he has. I think this guy must have coached till he was like 100, but he didn't. Bear Bryant had all those wins, and he basically was a head coach. He was a head coach a long time. He was a head coach at 32, which definitely must have been back then, young. Maryland, he was a head coach. Then Kentucky. Then Texas A&M, which is where he was where the junction. Could you imagine playing for him back in the day? What are you reading? What are you over there reading? I can't hear you. No, can't hear you. All right, we'll end the pod. When life gives you lemons, take 2 oranges and throw them back at Steve.